He rides in fast with a mic in hand, boots on the ground, he's taking a stand. Talking top ropes and a steel cage fight. Dr. Love's bringing passion every Saturday night. From Nashville bars to the squared up stage, he's calling out legends, flipping the page with a cowboy hat and a wild red heart. He's been loving wrestling from the very start. Yeah. He's Dr. Love, the American cowboy, taking down hate and bringing the joy. From pile drivers to a power bomb kiss, ain't nothing sweeter than a suplex bliss. Red, white, and boots of flame. Aaron loves wrestling, riding that fame. He's breaking the rules, but he's always true. This cowboy's heart bleeds red, white, and blue. Turn up the heat when the lights go low. He's calling matches like a rodeo show with a rebel soul and a wild man's grin. If you step to the mic, you ain't gonna win. He's got love for the stories and love for the fight. Late night talks under neon lights. He'll walk that line between rough and refined. Dr. Love's got a lariat and a mastermind. Yeah, he's Dr. Love, the American cowboy, running on passion, not just a ploy. With fire in his voice and truth in his eyes, he's calling it live where the legend lies. Red, white, and boots of flame. Aaron loves wrestling, riding that fame. From the buckle to the brawl, he stands so tall. Dr. Love's here to give it his all. So raise your glass to the rebel host, to the cowboy doctor we all love most. From heartbreak heels to fan favorite cheers, he's been riding with wrestling for all these years. Dr. Love, the American cowboy. This ain't just a show, it's a power bomb blow. He rides in fast with a mic in hand, boots on the ground, he's taking a stand. Talking top ropes and a steel cage fight. Dr. Love's bringing passion every Saturday night. From Nashville bars to the squared up stage, he's calling out legends, flipping the page with a cowboy hat and a wild red heart. He's been loving wrestling from the very start. Yeah.
Lights go down, the bell's about to ring. Aaron's in the booth talking talking about everything from WWE to you, classics and the rest. You know he's got the passion and he's bringing you the best. Aaron loves wrestling, feel that heat. Every finish.
How's it going on, my wrestle lovers? Aaron Loves Wrestling Podcast here. I am your host, Dr. Love himself, Aaron. And man, what a dynamite we had this week and a collision, and we got Forbidden Door tomorrow. I'm here to give my review, share some of my thoughts about Dynamite and Collision, and what I think might take place at Forbidden Door. It's not going to be a predictions or preview show for Forbidden Door, just a little brief what I think might go down in each one. So glad everybody could join. We had a great AEW Collision watch along. I appreciate everybody that joined in for that. Can't wait for tomorrow's Forbidden Door. It's going to be a great pay-per-view. We had some more matches added. So let's get into this. I appreciate everybody joining me tonight, and I can't wait to see what we got in store for Forbidden Door tomorrow. So chat with me what you think's going to happen, what you think of Dynamite and Collision. Let's get into this. We had Bryan Danielson. Hey, what's up, Gee? How's it going? I appreciate the compliment on the new theme. Yeah, had it custom made. So I love that one. That one I really like. I'm going to try to edit a new intro later, because I got to get rid of that Jon Moxley AEW championship picture in that, because he's not champ no more. It's the cowboy Hangman Adam Page. Anyhow, so let's get we had Bryan Danielson come out for guest commentator because Taz couldn't make it because of some health issues. So hoping Taz will be okay. And we'll see him back next week. I don't think it was major. So I would expect we see him back at Dynamite when they return to the States. Had something to do with he couldn't fly out there due to some kind of health issue. Can't remember the full details, but so Bryan Danielson came out there in Scotland, Dynamite on Wednesday night. Finally got to rewatch the whole thing today, and Dynamite was an amazing show. We also so after Bryan Danielson comes out, he sits at the commentator table. We have Will Ospreay. That's right. Will Ospreay comes out and he talks about his medical issue. That medical staff didn't clear him, and that he is wrestling on his own accord on tomorrow at Forbidden Door. That this match is a lights out steel cage match, which means it's unsanctioned. So that means anything that happens is not on AEW or the medical staff. It's all on everyone participating. That being said, Will Ospreay says that he has this neck injury, and but he's still going to wrestle anyway because of the three letters in the center of the ring, AEW. And he cares about the place, he loves it, and he wants to send a message for everyone who wants to come here that this is where the best wrestle. So we have that promo with Will Ospreay. Out come the Death Riders. And he starts talking. Don't let your boys do it. How about you take it? How about you take me down yourself? Do it yourself. So you have that, and here comes Jet Speed and Hiroshi Tanahashi. Now, if you don't know any New Japan wrestlers, I encourage you to go watch New Japan and do some research, especially on Hiroshi Tanahashi. He is basically their John Cena. He is the big name over there in New Japan that everybody knows about wrestling. If you mention wrestling, they know Hiroshi Tanahashi. That is their thing. So this guy, he's a legend himself. I've watched a lot of his old matches from back in the day on the New Japan Pro Wrestling app. It is a I encourage everyone go get that app. $10 a month, you get a whole library of New Japan Pro Wrestling from past to present, and it is great. Again, I highly encourage it because it is a New Japan Pro Wrestling is just great, phenomenal. They got awesome matches. They got tournaments, which I like that because I like wrestling treated as a sport, not entertainment. Don't mind entertainment. It can get fun and funny sometimes, but sometimes it's just a lot of times it's just this is a sport. This is a sport to me, and that's how I want to be treated. When I go watch AEW NWA shows from way back in the day, the territory days, that's how they treated it, and that's how they treated professional wrestling. And then of course when WWF and they Vince McMahon, they broke free from that, and they basically took over the wrestling world and into the territory days. That's when wrestling started to change and change to what you see it today. Well, I like how All Elite Wrestling has brought that sport feel back to professional wrestling. A lot of people don't like AEW because they're so caught up in stories, and uh, they they've been so used to the entertainment for years with WWE, but AEW has brought that sport tournament feel to professional wrestling, just like New Japan has, and they basically brought that to here to America. And that's why I think AEW gets misunderstood a lot because everyone's so used to the entertainment aspect of professional wrestling instead of the sport. AEW puts on great wrestling matches. They got stories. They got stories that build. They got stories that go on. It may not be the blockbuster story or anything like that, but they got stories that go on within the company, and a lot of times it's stories inside the ring when they wrestle. Um, they had the tournaments, and I like that because I don't like it when just someone just steps up and hey, I want a title shot, and then oh okay, just because you're so and so, no, let's have a tournament. Let's have a number one contenders match. Well, what they did at the Casino Gauntlet at All In, that's what I like when you earned it and not just hey, I want a title shot. So, or they have a number one contenders match, or they wrestle they and they have the records that show up at the bottom of the nameplate when the wrestlers come out. You have the records, what their overall record is, the record of 2025, their tag team records, the trios records, the singles records. So I think it's great. Who's keeping up with all the numbers? I don't know, but kudos to you. I appreciate that. Uh, Guy, what you playing? What are you playing? Appreciate you joining in, man. So yeah, so here Hiromu Tanahashi and Jet Speed, which I love Jet Speed as a tag team. Speedball McBailey and Kevin Knight, they go well together. They blend well together, and I hope they become AEW Tag Team Champions one day. So they are facing off against the Death Riders, John Moxley, Claudio, and Yuta. And this was a really good trios match. I enjoyed the match and everything that went on. I thought it was a really good match. Tanahashi and Jet Speed come up with the win, and then you also had the Bullet Club War Dogs get involved. And then, of course, chaos breaks out. There's some big brawl going on. And then you had Paragon, you had Ops, you had everybody coming in from the back to fight off Death Riders and the Bullet Club War Dogs and such like that. Someone mentioned that they think John Moxley is a part of the Bullet Club War Dogs. I'm like, man, that'd be pretty cool. That'd be cool for John Moxley to join a Bullet Club. Put that in on his resume. So you had that. They kind of, stand tall with Jet Speed and Will Ospreay and company. They kind of chase out the War Dogs and Death Riders. And then you had Darby Allin, because Will Ospreay comes out with his body bag, okay? And Darby Allin. You also had the Young Bucks get involved in this too, because Darby Allin's in his body bag, which at first, we pretty much know is Darby Allin. but they was trying to play it off as somebody else. And all of a sudden, Darby Allin zips the bag and he starts attacking the Young Bucks, I think it was. And so I thought that was pretty cool. So Darby Allin, this whole revenge thing on Jon Moxley, I love this feud. Jon Moxley and Darby Allin. I just can't wait for a singles match between these two. Hopefully, after this Lights Out Steel Cage match, that's what we get at All Out. And I'm curious of what the Lights Out Steel Cage match is going to have. You know, what is it going to be like? Because when I think Steel Cage, I'm like, okay, how are we going to fit 10 men in this little small cage? Because, steel cages aren't that big. But someone mentioned that it's going to be a big steel cage. And it's going to be 2 rings. Now, if that's the case, then that's good because there's plenty of room for everybody. But I don't know, because I don't see that really happening, but it could happen. We'll find out tomorrow. If we see 2 rings set up in the middle of the arena at Forbidden Door, then that's what's going to happen. But it could be this big giant cage that's kind of like a Hell in a Cell. That's what I'm thinking. I think it will. That's what I think it will be. But kind of like this big steel cage, kind of like Hell in a Cell. That's what I'm thinking. It's going to cover the arena and all that. That's what I think. Jay, what's up, man? Appreciate it. You hope to get a good view of it live. Oh, you going, Jay? You going to Forbidden Door? Sweet. So we got MJF and Hangman, what happened last week with the whole Hangman goading MJF into cashing in his contract, the challenge for the AEW World Championship. So we got that went on with this little recap of that. And then it goes to Tony Schiavone interviewing Adam Copeland and Christian Cage. Now, I like this because a lot of people have jumped to the conclusions that this whole Cope and Christian is rushed. That's all rushed. And if you look back, it's really not. This thing has been going on for a few months now. And then when Cope went out for a while, Christian Cage was with the Patriarchy. When they had their tag team title shot at All In, it didn't work out for the Patriarchy. And then Nick Wayne and Kip Sabian turned on Christian Cage. That's when you had Cope return, which was awesome to watch live, by the way. And he came down the ring and helped fight off the Patriarchy. And then he told Cope told Christian Cage to go find himself. Cleaner than what Christian Cage told Cope a few years ago. If you've been watching AEW for that long, you know what I mean. So, and then he walks off. And then he had this, sorry, get a little itch. So then you had, over the couple weeks, Christian Cage, and he comes out and talks about, he is who he is. He's not changing, blah, blah, blah. The Cope talks about, this isn't basically the Christian Cage that I know. So Copeland and Christian Cage finally get together in the ring for an interview, one-on-one. And Copeland asked Christian Cage, what are you doing, man? You're still going to be that guy. You're still going to be this father figure, Patriarchy, whatever. And he said, "Come on, the people love us. These people love us. I want to see the old Christian Cage back. This old father name Patriarch. In my opinion, it's run its course. I want to see the old Christian Cage back. Babyface Christian Cage, kind of trim the beard up a little bit, and let's get this Christian Cage back." So Copeland says, I get it. You're a butthole. Or he says a-hole. And then Copeland says, it just so happens he's my butthole. I thought that was funny. I thought it was a funny little line there. And Christian Cage gets on and he basically says, I don't need to change a thing. I'm perfect just the way I am. This is why I think this is going to play out. Okay, Christian Cage is going to keep playing this. Like, I'm good just the way I am. But this is where I think it's going to hurt Christian and Cope tomorrow at Forbidden Door. That's where I think, and it's going to hurt them in the few weeks coming up. And then they're going to get their chance to go for the AEW World Tag Team titles at All Out. But who knows what's in store? Who knows what can happen from here on out? We might get Christian Cage and Cope versus each other at All Out. And then with Cope beating Christian Cage, that basically turns Christian Cage. And then later down the road, maybe at Full Gear, that's when they win the titles. And Christian Cage is back, to his normal self, and he's not this little whatever. Two ways that this can go. So then you had Kip Sabian and Mother Wayne come out. And they come out and start talking, and even Mother Wayne calls Nick Wayne the patriarchy. I mean, the prodigy. Sorry, the prodigy. I hope they don't get in trouble for saying that, because someone else uses that kind of uses that term to describe themselves over on the other side. So you have this video. Nick Wayne comes on the screen and he talks about Christian Cage coming last week and starts talking about how he came at him with that spike weapon, and starts attacking him. He said, and Nick Wayne admits that his foot's broken and he can't compete this Sunday. And then all of a sudden you see this video package. Nick Wayne says he's a step ahead, and this video package comes up, this old video on the Titantron, and all it is this individual on the table with all these tubes hooked up to him. You have somebody filling these tubes up with whatever liquid or chemical, whatever it is. And all of a sudden, it is Luchasaurus, Kill Switch, Luchasaurus, and he is back. And some a good friend of mine took over on X, go give him a follow. He mentioned that was Jack Perry. And I was thinking, I was like, what if? What if it is Jack Perry? Luchasaurus and Jack Perry reunite as heels this time. I think that would be pretty cool. So if that's Jack Perry, the one that basically revived Luchasaurus in the video, maybe we'll see Jack Perry return tomorrow at Forbidden Door, and he helps Kip Sabian and Luchasaurus win the match tomorrow, and he's a part of this group now, and a tag team with Luchasaurus again. Luchasaurus comes out. It's great to see him back. He had all those scary health issues, and I was concerned he wouldn't be able to wrestle again. And we haven't seen him for a very long time, very, very long time. I think it's been like over a year. And we haven't seen Luchasaurus, probably 2. And he went through all those health issues. He got that straightened out. He's healthy now. I'm glad we got Luchasaurus back, because I miss Luchasaurus. I love Luchasaurus. He's really cool. So it's good to have him back. And if we get Jack Perry and him back together, I think that'd be cool too, even though it would be as heels. So we have Luchasaurus come down the ring, and then he basically attacks Christian Cage and Adam Copeland, leaves him in the middle of the ring, stands tall, and that's how it ends. This is where I'm thinking that this is going to, one, bring Jack Perry back to help Luchasaurus and Kip Sabian win the match, and cost Cope and Christian. And I think also Christian, his ego and his pride, I think that's what's going to also cost them the match, and they're going to lose, because he's going to try to be like, no, I got this, and all of a sudden that's when he loses. That's what I think. If it don't go the Jack Perry way, I think that's how it's going to happen with them, and then that might lead up to where Adam Copeland gets upset, and that's when it might lead up to their match, one-on-one match at All Out. Maybe we don't get the AEW Tag Team titles with Christian and Cope, or maybe we do, and that's what turns Christian Cage around. I want to see Christian Cage back to his normal self, babyface with Cope. I don't want to see this whole father patriarchy thing. That's just me. Some people like it. I think it's run its course. I'm a little tired of it. I want to see Christian Cage go back to his, his normal self. So then we have Mark Briscoe in the back, looking for MJF, wanting to know where he's at. Then it goes to MJF making a deal with Ricochet and the Gates of Agony. Ricochet and the Gates of Agony don't like MJF, but they do have a common enemy. And then once they shook hands, like, yeah, that's what we're going to do, then MJF shoos the camera away, and then that's it. Now we go to the tag team match in the Eliminator Tournament Finals to determine who goes and face the Hurt Syndicate at AEW Forbidden Door for the AEW World Tag Team titles. Speaking of tag team championships, I thought about this earlier today. They got more tag teams now in AEW, and I'm thinking maybe a secondary AEW tag team titles. I was thinking AEW International Tag Team Championships. That's what I was thinking. Just something I was thinking about. Secondary tag team titles for the other someone else to hold the titles. I think it would be cool. You have the AEW International Championship. Now you can do it with the tag team titles and create the AEW International Tag Team titles. Just my opinion. I think it might be good. Because if you think about it, AEW, you have the tag team titles, but then you also have the trios titles. So I was just thinking about it. Let me know what y'all think. So we have this amazing 30-minute match between FTR and Brody King and Bandito. I think this match to me, this tag team match was great. 30 minutes and then it ended in a draw. A lot of people I've seen complain about this. It was 30 minutes and it ends in a draw. Again, back to the old days of wrestling. That's how it used to be. There would be a 15-minute, 20-minute, 25-minute, 30-minute time on this match. And a lot of times it would also end in a draw with how wrestling was back in the day. They had these time limits on the matches. And I love how AEW has brought that back. I do. I think that's great. And if you go watch NWA Power, they do the same thing as well over there. I think it's good because having the time limit on the matches, it brings that sport feel to it. And I love how, when it was getting close, it was like 5 minutes remaining, 2 minutes remaining, 60 seconds remaining. And then when it got to 60 seconds remaining, they were basically brawling at this point. And I was like, this is going to end in a draw. There's no way. But I was thinking, well, maybe it's like a last second pin by somebody and they're going to win. No, it ended in a draw. So when that happened, because Brodito, once it was announced that this match has reached a time limit, therefore it is a draw. He got, I think it was Dax back in the ring. Dax back in the ring, and he went for the pin, and he was like, count it, and then the ref's waving off, like, no, time limit. And then that's when we get the announcement from Tony Khan through Tony Schiavone. Tony Schiavone gets on the mic, says, it's been announced by Tony Khan that now this is going to be a 3-way for the AEW World Tag Team titles. So now we got the AEW World Tag Team titles and a 3-way at Forbidden Door. And this might be a way to get the titles off the Hurt Syndicate. Now, I've seen I've seen a lot of the, dirt sheets online. Hurt Syndicate, they don't want to drop the titles to FTR. I don't know how true this is. A lot of people are, when you go on the dirt sheets, you see a lot of things online, and maybe somebody overheard something and got it wrong, or maybe just someone just creating an article to try to stir up stuff. So who knows what the real deal is. I don't know if even the Hurt Syndicate lose the titles tomorrow. They might not. They might still win another 3-way. Because remember, at All In, we're thinking, oh, it's a 3-way. So they're going to drop the titles there, and I was thinking jet speed. But now you got another one with FTR and Brodito, Brody King and Bandito. I love the team, by the way. But I can't wait to see Buddy Matthews return. And we have Brody King and Buddy Matthews go in the tag team division. But I've seen I don't really know if that's the case. There's a lot of things I read online, and I'm just like, I don't know about that. So my thing is, if it is true, then this way Tony Khan could get the tag team titles off Hurt Syndicate to FTR, and that's what will set up Christian and Cope versus FTR for the tag team titles. Or what if Hurt Syndicate walks away and still wins and retains these titles? Then Christian Cage and Cope go after the tag team titles, and they're the ones that defeat the Hurt Syndicate. It's a possibility. That's what we could see. Maybe at All Out. I don't know, because just FTR winning and holding the titles for this short amount of time, if that's the plan for All Out, there'll be a short title run. But it's happened before. I don't know. We'll see. So then we get this video about the story between Swerve Strickland and Okada for the AEW Unified Championship match on Sunday. And I've seen some reports as well. Again, you take them out of a grain of salt. I've seen some reports talking about Swerve being injured as well, dealing with some kind of injury he got back in 2019. 2019. And he just never got the surgery on it yet, but now he's got to. So supposedly after Forbidden Door, we might lose Will Ospreay and Swerve Strickland. I hope not, but if they need to go get their, health comes first. So if they need to go get that taken care of, then go get it taken care of. So now comes Hangman Adam Page, my world champion. That's right. Hangman Adam Page comes out and he starts talking about MJF. And then MJF's music's hit, but no MJF. And then Tony Schiavone gets on the mic and says, I'm receiving a word from the back. The MJF has a cameraman. He will talk to you to that backstage. If you try to leave the ring, something bad's going to happen. So then it goes to the Titantron. That's when you have MJF and Gates of Agony with Ricochet having Mark Briscoe tied up and mouth tape in a chair. And then you see his gas can behind. And MJF starts talking, asks Bishop Khan to hold the camera. He holds the camera. MJF pours the gas all over Ricochet. And then he gets the camera back, and he has 3 stipulations. The title can change hands on a count out and a DQ. And then he also does not have to use his Casino Gauntlet contract. And then he told Hangman, MJF told Hangman, you had to kill a count of 5. Of course, Hangman accepts at the count of 4 to save Mark Briscoe, and then that's when that ends. And then Hangman goes to the back to try to help Mark Briscoe. And then MJF escapes. You don't see him, but Hangman gets a hold of Ricochet and asks, where is he at? And the security pulls him off, and that's when that ends. So you had that go down. And I'm thinking, so this is what I'm thinking. So now you have the stipulation, the Casino Gauntlet is not there. This is what I'm thinking. I thought about this yesterday. What if this is MJF to win the title? He comes out. They have this match. Of course, you might have some interference of a possible DQ from both sides, and it doesn't happen. Hangman wins the match and wins the title. And then you have MJF have a helping hand after the match to beat down Hangman Adam Page. And that helping hand is an old friend of his, or old partner, I should say, Wardlow. What if Wardlow joins MJF again and he helps MJF win the world title? And then that's when, after he beats him down, he cashes in that Casino Gauntlet, pins Hangman, and he's the new AEW World Champion. Thanks to Wardlow, they make some kind of business agreement to where maybe MJF then helps Wardlow get back his TNT Championship or win a title, or maybe a world title match later down the road against MJF, something like that. That's one more. If it doesn't happen at Forbidden Door, Heyman wins and retains. Maybe later down the road, that's when we see that. Maybe I don't know. Or maybe on a Dynamite. Just some thoughts out there that I was having of how we're going to get Wardlow back. I think this would be a good way to get him back. He could be paired up with MJF again, have that, and then go get a singles titles push and all that. So then we have the Ring of Honor Women's Champion Athena and TBS Champion Mercedes Moné teaming up against AEW Women's World Champion Toni Storm and Alex Windsor in a tag team match at the end of Dynamite. Main event for the women, great. It was a great tag team match, really good tag team match. And you had Athena and Mercedes Moné win this match. Alex Windsor was going after Mercedes Moné, but there was a tag made at the end, and Athena hit her finishing move, which I love, by the way. And then she pins 1, 2, 3, and then that's how it goes off air with Mercedes Moné and Athena winning this tag team match. I thought it was a great tag team match. I really did. The women came up and showed out, and then you had also Moné and Moné and Paris Phone, which Paris Phone is one of the contestants in the match with the TBS championship on the line. They have a little face-to-face, and then Paris Phone pushes down Mercedes Moné. You also had an announcement of Bozilla, who you're like, who is that? Well, if you watch Stardom, you know who it is. I had to go do some research myself, but she looks awesome. She's like over 6 foot, and she's jacked up, huge. It's like, she's freaking cool. So Paris Phone and Bozilla more than likely are not going to win this TBS championship match. But I can see Alex Windsor doing it. I don't know. We'll talk about this here in a little bit. Actually, I'll talk about it now. A lot of people are picking Windsor with the hometown win. And I'm thinking maybe. But Mercedes Moné is literally, I think, like 20 days away, 20-something days away from breaking Jade Cargill's record as the longest reigning TBS champion in AEW history. Well, as you know, Jade Cargill's not in AEW no more. So what if Mercedes Moné, which I think is going to happen, wins tomorrow, retains the title, and holds the belt up, and holds that belt all the way to pass the record up, and then loses it maybe at Full Gear, or whatever other pay-per-view is going to happen in October. Maybe it happens then. I don't know. Maybe she loses it on a Dynamite. I don't know. But after she breaks the record. But I don't see her losing this title until she breaks the record. That's just me. But who knows? She may not care to win it. It may not be in the plans. And maybe the plans this whole time was Alex Windsor winning this title in London at home in this fatal 4-way. So we'll see about that this coming Sunday on tomorrow. Again, getting closer and closer to AEW Forbidden Door. Now let's go at AEW Collision, which if you watch AEW Collision, watched along earlier tonight, kind of know already what happened. We'll go over my thoughts and reviews, kind of get a little bit after the show, but we're going to go a little more into the details here. So we start off with Hiromu Takahashi and Skyflight. I've been practicing on pronouncing these names right. Scorpio Sky, Dante Martin, and Darius Martin, Skyflight. Going up against Don Callis' family, Lance Archer, Josh Alexander, Hishichiro, and Rocky Romero. This was a good 8-man tag team match. I thought it was really good. Thought it was fun. Takahashi got the pin, and you had Kyle Fletcher come out on stage, and he stares down Takahashi. And you got Kyle Fletcher, Takahashi good for a TNT championship tomorrow. I don't see Takahashi winning. It's going to be Kyle Fletcher, but I do see this being a really great match. I really do. So it's going to be a fun match between Kyle Fletcher and Takahashi. I think it will be. So then we get a little video of a Hook action figure going up against another Hook action figure. on this little on a framed FTW title. So, are we going to get the FTW title back as well? I don't know, but Hook is coming back for sure for this little video. So then we have a TBS Championship 4-way preview where it shows all the women competing. Again, Paris Phone representing CMLL, Bozilla representing Stardom, and then you got Alex Windsor representing AEW, and of course Mercedes Moné also representing AEW. Like I was saying earlier, I don't see Mercedes Moné dropping this TBS Championship yet. I really do see her holding this title all the way to beat Jay Cargill's record to surpass 508 days. I think she's at 480 something. Excuse me. So I think she's at 480 something right now. So we only have like a month left, really. So I think that's what we're going to see take place with Mercedes Moné. She's going to retain tomorrow. It would be great to have the hometown win with Alex Windsor. But who knows? Tony Khan might throw us a swerve. No pun intended. And Alex Windsor does win, and we have a new TBS champion. Man, she may not be worried about the record. Tony Khan may not be worried about the record. Who knows? I don't know. So after that little presentation, we get the little video package. We go to Megan Bayne versus Isla Dawn, which if you know Isla Dawn from WWE, she was released, and then now she's been wrestling the independents and returned to some hometown promotions, wrestled there, but now she's in AEW. Now she's all elite. Or maybe she's not. I don't think it's been confirmed yet, honestly. But it was in her hometown, and Tony Khan called her up, and she got a match. So we got Megan Bayne, which she has a 9-0 Collision record. Didn't know that. She's 9-0 in Collision. Megan Bayne and Isla Dawn. I really thought Isla Dawn was going to win this match, being at home. But Megan Bayne won. Megan Bayne won, and as they're walking out comes Willow Nightingale with her little entrance. It's energetic entrance, which I love. It's great. She comes out, Queen of Manata. Then you have Triangle of Madness, Sky Blue, and Julia Hart. They come out with the tag team match, women's tag team match. You have back-to-back women's matches, a singles match, and then a tag team match. So this was a really good women's tag team match. It was a really fun match. I thought it was really good. Ladies gave us a good tag team match. And then you had Almanata get the pin, and Willow Nightingale and Almanata win. Then that's when you had Tekla come out and attack Almanata. Then you had Megan Bayne and Penelope Ford come out. Then you had Harley Cameron come out. So you had all these women coming out, storming the ring, and then you had Chris Statlander come out, and she helps fight him off. Then Willow Nightingale's giving her some kind of look like, what? What are you doing? So Chris Statlander come out, and she helps Harley Cameron, Willow Nightingale, and Almanata fight off Triangle of Madness, Tekla, Sky Blue, and Julia Hart, and Megan Bayne and Penelope Ford. So then we have Daniel Garcia backstage with Daddy Magic. They're talking about Nigel McGuinness. Garcia said he has mixed emotions because he would have loved to be there to challenge for the IWGP World Championship. But he's got Nigel McGuinness back. But he wants him to win at home, and he expects nothing less. So if this doesn't happen and Nigel doesn't win, what if we'll probably get Daniel Garcia and Nigel McGuinness feud going later. Maybe going that all out. And then next we have Max Caster come out. Fun segment. And he to answer his first ever international open challenge, Zack Sabre Jr., the IWGP World Champion. He defeats Masscaster, and then goes over there, and Nigel McGuinness and him kind of stare each other down, and they shake hands. And then as Sabre is walking away, they're still holding hands, and then Nigel pulls him back and gives another good little stare down. Then you had Anthony Bowens come out, and he attacks Max Caster. Then when then Billy Gunn comes out, and he fights off Anthony Bowens. So you have that. Thought that was really really cool. Billy Gunn, I love his little kind of DX theme. It's just a little remix of it. So I like it. So we might get Billy Gunn and Anthony Bowens later down the road. So then we have Chris Statlander, Harley Cameron going in the back, and she's going to the Young Bucks to get her money, because anytime there's a match with money on the line, it's coming out of the Young Bucks' pocket, which I love. I love this. I love this with the Young Bucks, and this kind of like downhill spiral they're going on. The name changes to their old jobber names, their old independent names that they used to have, and kind of, I guess, paying homage to that. And then you had them kind of like messing up and stuff. I love this with the Young Bucks. I really do. I think it's fun, and I think it will lead later down the road to them turning babyface, hopefully even teaming up with Kenny Omega, and maybe they get back in the trios division and face for the trios titles, because the trios division still needs some help. But you got Skyflight, you got LFI, the Ops. I know I'm forgetting someone. I mean, you got Death Riders too, but we already seen them with the trios titles. I mean, you do have the Don Callis family. So there's not many trios in the division. We need more. Now, if Young Bucks and Kenny Omega do it again, it probably won't be for long, but still, it'll be some fresh competition. But you had Harley Cameron go back there, and I guess what she didn't work. And here comes Jon Moxley, Wheeler Yuta, Marina Shafir, Claudia Castagnoli all come up. Jon Moxley walks back there all angrily, and I'm thinking, oh, crap. Young Bucks about to get the butt whooped. Then he comes out with a green pouch, and Mox got the money for Statlander. This is teasing Chris Statlander to join the Death Riders. And I like it. I really do. I honestly think, and this is what I think, because Wheeler Yuta has been taking the beatings and the pinfalls lately. I think, really, wholeheartedly, that Yuta will eventually get kicked out of the Death Riders, take another fall. Maybe tomorrow at Forbidden Door, he'll be the one that gets pinned or whatever. However this match is going to go down, he's going to be the one that takes the fall. And then you have Chris Statlander maybe doing something the next following week, and she replaces Wheeler Yuta, and you have Marina Shafir and Chris Statlander team up. And you're like, well, what does that leave Claudio and John? Well, maybe they can go after the tag team titles. Maybe they can go and challenge Christian and Cope for the tag team titles. Or Claudio goes after a singles title, maybe AEW Unified Championship or International Championship or Continental. Jon Moxley gets back into the world title mix. Claudio can even go for the TNT title. I don't know. That's what I'm thinking. Maybe Pac comes back. He comes back from his injury. Hopefully he'll be back soon. But I think Chris Statlander, I think Wheeler Yuta is going to get replaced. He's going to get replaced with somebody, I think. And I think it'll be Chris Statlander. That's what I'm thinking. So then we go to Konosuke Takeshita facing Tomohiro Ishii. And this match was really awesome. This was a rematch from the Wrestle Dynasty, which if you don't know Wrestle Dynasty, it goes along with New Wrestle Kingdom. And it is a good it's a good pay-per-view as well. I love Wrestle Dynasty. But this is a long overdue rematch. In my opinion. That was back in January. Now we're getting a rematch. So I think it's a long overdue rematch. Yo, Matt Shelton, what's going on? How you doing? What's up? Nice of you join the the AEW Dynamite Collision review. Tomorrow I'll be doing a watch along of Forbidden Door. So nice of you to join. So now we got Takeshita and Ishii going at it. This was a great match. This was my match of the night. These two really nailed it. I thought this was a really good match between the two. They had a really great match. And Takeshita, he walks away with the win. And he has stated he wants to walk into Wrestle Kingdom with the IWGP World Championship. He won the G1 Climax tournament, so he's going to get a title shot. I think this is me personally. If it's not the AEW World title, I was thinking he could be IWGP World Champion and AEW World Champion. Because Takeshita is a future star for AEW and New Japan together. He's a future star. I mean, he's already a star now. I mean, future's out the door. He's a star now, and he's a top draw. When he goes babyface, a lot of people want to get behind him. A lot of people want to love him. Him holding the AEW World Championship and AEW World Championship and IWGP World Championship, I think that'd be freaking cool. That's just me. But if not the AEW World Championship, him winning the Continental Championship and the IWGP World Championship, that would be kind of cool as well. But I would like the AEW World Championship and IWGP. If he can become a champion holding both of those titles, at least for a little while, I think that'd be pretty cool. That's just my opinion. But he's going to at least be the IWGP World Champion. And he's going to have that belt showing up on AEW, which I think is going to be great because I love that belt. I love the IWGP World Championship. I really do. Then we had Big Bill defeat a local talent, Mark Andrews. Mark Andrews put up a good fight, but to no avail. Couldn't take down Big Bill. And then you had Big Bill get a really good chant. Like the crowd was behind Big Bill. When he went to the crowd and they were exiting, I mean, they were chanting for Big Bill. So Big Bill also, he's coming up. It would be cool if he went in the singles division. He won the AEW International Championship or TNT, and he builds up to being a AEW World Champion. I mean, Big Bill's pretty cool. I like Big Bill. So hopefully that'll be the case, and he can get built up to being this big guy. Now, I was also thinking too of Adam Scherr. Adam Scherr, formerly known as Braun Strowman, is a free agent. Him showing up and him and Big Bill have some matches. Just thought. I think that'd be pretty cool. Then we got Gates of Agony, Toa Noah, and Bishop Khan going up against Grizzled Young Vets. And this was a good tag team match. I really enjoyed this tag team match. I really thought Grizzled Young Vets might win this match, but they didn't. Gates of Agony walked away with the win. And then you had, they came out with the win. And then it goes to the War Dogs, Bullet Club War Dogs backstage with Gabe Kidd, with Robbie X, Clark Connors, and Drilla Maloney. I love the AEW AEW War Dogs, not World Dogs. AEW Bullet Club War Dogs. My goodness. I love the Bullet Club War Dogs. They're a great faction. I love Bullet Club altogether. I've been a big Bullet Club fan for a long time. I love the Bullet Club War Dogs. I think they should win the Trios titles tomorrow. That's just me. Then winning the Trios titles, taking that titles over there in New Japan for a little bit, showcasing that, showing up in AEW. I think that'd be pretty cool. They challenged the Ops for the Trios titles. Of course, it was set in stone before the end of the night, so we got that. And it's going to be in the 0 hour. It's going to be in the 0 hour show, so keep watching that. Stampede, what's up? Nice for you joining. Big Bill's very over in England. They should get something up where he goes after the Rev Pro Undisputed Championship. That would be pretty cool. He could be Rev Pro Champion, show that on AEW. Keep Braun Strowman far away. Oh, come on. Big Bill and Braun Strowman, Adam Scherr, one time, AEW. That'd be pretty cool, in my opinion. Hey, Adam Scherr is pretty good for his size. He's pretty good. I think he'd be good in AEW. That's just me. But now we get to the main event. Young Bucks, Nick and Matt Jackson, or Rod and Todd. going up against Paragon, Kyle O'Reilly, and Roger Strong. This also was a really good tag team match. I thought this was really good. It was back and forth. I thought Paragon was get the win there for a minute, and of course that didn't happen. Young Bucks come up with the victory, and then you had Okada come out, and Okada helps beat down Paragon. And out comes Swerve Strickland. Whose house? Whose house is it? Who? Swerve's house. That's right. Swerve comes out, and then he comes out, tries to fight off Okada and company. And of course, Okada, Young Bucks, they stand tall before Okada hits Swerve with the Rainmaker. He whispers in Swerve's ear, "Whose house? My house." And then he hits him with the Rainmaker. I thought that was pretty cool. So now we got that set up for tomorrow night at Forbidden Door. So that is the AEW Dynamite Collision preview. Now we got the new matches that are set. For the 0 hour, we have 8 All-Star 8-woman tag team match. We got Tekla, Triangle of Madness, and Tekla, Sky Blue, Julia Hart, Triangle of Madness, teaming up with Megan Bang going up against Chris Will Nagam, Koi Namanata. That's going to be in the 0 hour. Also in the 0 hour, we're going to have Gates of Agony and Ricochet go up against this guy's from Red Pro, Oku. I think I said his name right. He's teaming up with Jet Speed. This looks like a really good match. I think I said his name right. Oku. Help me out, Stampede. He's teaming up with the Gates of Agony. And then also in the Ring of Honor 0 hour, we have another 8 tag team match, which I think this is going to be a good one because my guy El Desperado is in it. I love El Desperado. If you don't know who El Desperado is, again, I encourage you to go look up New Japan Pro Wrestling. I do. Lost connection. I'm back. Sorry about that. My internet acting really funny. So we're back. So yeah, where was I? The 0 hour matches. We got Michael Oku and Jet Speed going up against Ricochet and Gates of Agony, and then we got an 8-man All-Star 8-man tag team match. El Desperado, which I love because his mask looks freaking awesome. I love El Desperado. And then you got him teaming up with Yumura. I think I said his name right. Hopefully. Yuya, Yuya, Yumura. And they're teaming up with Paragon to go up against the Crew, Action Andretti and Leo Rush against Histochero and Josh Alexander. What's up, Jake, the original tribal chief? How's it going? Going over AEW Forbidden Door now. Just got through with my Collision and Dynamite review. And then you got the 8-woman All-Star match as well with the with Will and the Nightingale, Chris Statlander, Harley Cameron, and Queen Aminata going up against Triangle Madness, Tekla, Sky and Blue, and Julia Hart teaming up with Megan Bang. Also on the 0 hour. Yes, this is also on the 0 hour show. It's going to be the Trios titles, or AEW World Trios titles, the Ops putting the titles on the line against Bullet Club War Dogs, which I'm really hoping Bullet Club War Dogs win. I really do. I think it would be cool to win that title, change them hands, change hands, and they could take titles over there in New Japan. We got some more New Japan wrestlers added to the card. At first, I was like, I was even talking to my boy Speed from Diamond Down Low. He mentioned it as well in our little text group chat we got going on. He's talking about there was hardly any New Japan wrestlers on the show, and then pretty much tonight we got more and more added, even some Rev Pros. So I thought it was pretty cool. So that is what we got. We got more New Japan wrestlers, even some Rev Pro. They're building towards a women's blood and guts match. That would be pretty cool. AEW, either AEW All Out or maybe the pay-per-view in October. I'm thinking October, Halloween month. So maybe it'll be that one in October. So we'll see how that plays out. I agree, Stampede, and I think that would be great. I think all the women in there will have a great blood and guts match. So yeah, we got the lights out steel cage match also with John Moxley, Claudio, and Gabe Kidd, Young Bucks going up against Will Ospreay, Darby Allin, Golden Lovers, Kenny Omega, and Ibushi Okada, and Hiroshi Tanahashi. That's going to be a great match. I'm curious how this steel cage match is going to be. Lights out steel cage. So I'm curious. I'm thinking really it's this big arena or big cage going over the whole arena floor, kind of like a Hell in a Cell. That's what I'm thinking it's going to be. So then we got the TBS Championship 4-way, Mercedes Moné, Paris Phone, and Bozilla, which Bozilla looks pretty cool. I'm going to have to look up some more highlights of her, and Alex Winza for the TBS Championship. Again, I don't see Moné losing this title. That's just me. I see her winning this and holding it all the way until she breaks the record. If Windsor wins it tomorrow, I would be shocked. It would be great. I would be happy. I'm not going to be upset. Be like, oh, why did they do that to Mercedes Moné? She should have broke the record, blah, blah, blah. No. It'll be great, but I just see Moné winning. And if she doesn't win and she goes to break that record, cool. I mean, and that's the other thing, Mercedes Moné. I'm going to address this right now. Okay. Mercedes Moné. She has 9 belts. To me, technically 8 because you can't count the Owen Hart Cup tournament belt anymore. It's done. It's over. That's just me. She got 9 belts. Ultimo Dragon did this way back and held 10 world titles for in Mexico. It was Ultimo Dragon. We could get Ultimo Moné with these titles. Ultimo Moné with the all these world titles. She's got 9. Who cares? Why are people just getting so upset in their feelings and butthurt about her holding all these titles? She's stamping her legacy in professional wrestling. She's putting this down. This is what I did. This is me. Why are people getting upset about that? I honestly don't mind it. She's also putting eyes on all these other promotions. Rev Pro, EPW, I think is what it's called. And she just won in Scotland Friday night. Discover Wrestling, their Women's World Championship, CMLL. All these other women's world titles that she has. She has the British Women's World Championship, I think, as well. I think that's alongside the Rev Pro. She has all these world titles, and people are getting so upset. She is going out there and working her butt off, becoming all these world champions, and people are getting upset about it. There was even a podcast of I can't remember who the wrestler was, but he was talking about quality over quantity. You having all these belts, it's hurting all the other belts. Are hurting the main belt, TBS Championship, blah blah blah. It's not. She's still the TBS World TBS champion. She very well may surpass Jade Cargill's record and then hold that record herself while being all these other champions. Who knows when this will happen? But when she loses that TBS championship, that's going to start her downfall. She's going to lose all the other titles, and then when she does that, then it's going to build to where she's going to get this build back and go for that AEW Women's World Championship. I think it might be an AEW Revolution. I think that's when it might take place. Then she can win the title there. And for people to think Tony Khan doesn't do stories, oh my gosh. But that's what I'm thinking is going to happen. I don't think she's going to lose it tomorrow. But if she does, well, then there we go. We're going to get that downhill spiral. She's going to lose all these other world women's championships. And it's going to put those women over who win the titles from her. And then she's going to be left with nothing, probably go out for a little bit, maybe take a little break as well, get some rest. Then when she comes back, she's going to start this build as a babyface. And then Mercedes Moné is going to be a babyface, which I think will be great, in my opinion. Oh, when did they say that? I must have missed that one. Jake. I don't see it as a recognized title, though. I guess you can have it as a recognized title for the time being until you go to All In and face the champion. But once that's it, to me, that's it. So, that's just my opinion. But it's a recognized title now. There you go. Right. Nobody's never heard of, but now you do because she's holding the titles. So you're going to go look them up and, hey, who's this company? And you can go check them out. Let's see, Stampede says, hard to get too many New Japan guys involved in the build-up with G1 finishing up a week before Forbidden Door. This is true. And we did this. Forbidden Door usually isn't around this time. It's earlier. But I forgot why Tony Khan said that it got pushed back. He said it on the interview earlier this week why it got pushed back. And he said next year it's going to be back to its original time slot. And, I think last year was in May. I believe it was April or May. Steve B can hear me out on that one probably. Or Jake. So it doesn't interfere with any of the tournaments. So, yes, the G1 tournament, which was phenomenal, by the way. If you haven't seen the G1 tournament, go on New Japan World app, get the $10 subscription, and go watch it. All the matches are great. Especially Takeshita and Zack Sabre Jr.'s. That match, oh my gosh. What a way to end that tournament. Just saying. What a way to end that tournament. Their match was fantastic. But that's just me with this whole Mercedes Moné thing. I'm just, everybody's all getting all in their feelings and butthurt about it. When she loses these titles, it's going to begin with the TBS championship. That's what I think. I really do. When she loses these titles, it's going to begin with the TBS championship. It's going to put all the women that compete or challenge her for these titles, it's going to put them over because she has built. She's an established star. She's wrestled all over the world literally now, and she's having a great time in her career. Something that she would not have gotten in WWE. WWE wouldn't let her go up and win all these titles. They barely do work with TNA with the main roster. It's all NXT. So I love that Tony Khan allows the wrestlers to go around to other promotion and win these titles, and then vice versa. Tony Khan has others win his titles too. And I really hope we see Bullet Club War Dogs win these AEW Trios titles tomorrow. We have, Tony Khan has a great partnership with all these other promotions, CMLL, Rev Pro, and New Japan. He has a great partnership with them. They're not putting down WWE. They got a great partnership uh, with TNA going, but that's it. They own AAA. It's not a partnership. They own it. And they've changed a lot of things about AAA. A lot. So, but TNA is a good partnership. The word that they're going to purchase that. They may or may not. I don't know. But if they do, expect those ticket prices to go up. You think TNA tickets are fun now? Wait till if WWE buys it or TKO, whichever. Guess I'm saying WWE. It's TKO. When TKO buys it, then expect those ticket prices to go up for TNA shows. Just saying. Just saying. It was June last year. That's right. June. It goes back slot next year. It would be before the G1 and 5-star Grand Prix. Yep. It was June of last year. So June of AEW Forbidden Door is usually June, but they had to push it back. Again, I forgot the reasoning why. Maybe Stampede has answered as well. Stampede is the encyclopedia of wrestling, especially when it comes to AEW and New Japan and Stardom. You want to know all this about all of that side of wrestling? Ask Stampede. Let's see. I heard that it was the lowest attended G1 tournament in the last 10 years. I haven't heard that, but who's to say? I haven't heard that, but still, even if it was the lowest attended, I thought the matches were great. I mean, in the G1, I don't think you gotta watch New Japan to know these wrestlers. A lot of people don't watch New Japan that much, and that's why they're like, "Well, who's that guy? Who's that girl? Why has AEW got this guy? Why has AEW got this girl? Nobody's heard of them." Well, watch other wrestling promotions. Watch New Japan. Watch Red Pro. I'm starting to get into Red Pro now. Watch these other wrestling promotions. You'll know these other wrestlers because they got great talent. They do. Watch CMLL. CMLL, they have sold like 8 consecutive shows at like 17 or 18,000 in attendance. I was reading that the other day. You can go Lucha Blog on his X account. He's pretty much shares everything about Lucha wrestling. And I think it was 7 or 8 consecutive shows at Arena Mexico. 17, 18,000 plus in the crowd. Basically selling it out. That is awesome for CMLL. That is awesome. So if you don't watch CMLL, go look up on YouTube some CMLL. They got some great matches over there. Great matches. Who's exactly going to drop the TBS title? Who's 2? I honestly think if it's not Alex Windsor tomorrow, it's not. And just because she's beat him doesn't mean they can't come back and, compete for the title. But if she does not lose it to Alex Windsor tomorrow, I'm thinking later down the road, maybe at Full Gear, maybe Chris Statlander or maybe Megan Bain. I'm thinking Megan Bain even. I don't think she's beaten Megan Bain. No, yes, she did. Yes, she did. Yeah. Dynasty. She beat her at Dynasty. But even still, Megan Bain could go for that title again. It should be a great TBS champion. I think, honestly, Chris Statlander should be in the AEW Women's World title mix. That's what I think. She needs to be up there. But I think Mercedes can drop the title to Megan Bain. Or here's a name we haven't heard in a minute. She's still under contract at AEW. She just left for a while to do that Gladiator thing along with Wardlow, and they're done. And Wardlow's talking about coming back soon. Camille. I don't think she's beaten Camille yet. Correct me if I'm wrong. Camille was her bodyguard. Maybe she could come back and it'll all come full circle. She could come back and win that TBS championship. Then maybe we get Camille versus Megan Bayne later down the road. Ooh, that'd be a great match right there. So if she has, but even still, even if she's beating somebody, she can still drop the title to like Chris Statlander, Megan Bayne. Again, I think Chris should be in the AEW Women's World Title mix. Mina Shirakawa, she could drop it to her. I mean, there's so many that could. There's other women she could drop it to, and it'll put them over. And then when she does, she'll go and lose all these other titles, and then she'll be on that downhill spiral, and then she'll eventually come to and probably and help someone out to be a babyface, and then it'll build her up to win the AEW Women's World Championship as a babyface. That's just be. So moving on from that, we got Adam Copeland, Christian Cage against Kip Sabian, the returning Luchasaurus. Again, I was so happy to see Luchasaurus back on Dynamite this Wednesday. He had his health issues, and it was a scare. I honestly was worried that if he would be able to wrestle again or not. But it's great to see Luchasaurus back. Luchasaurus Luchasaurus coming back. I thought it was great. People have jobs, bro. They can afford to wake up to watch New Japan. You don't have to wake up when it airs live. You can rewatch it. That's what I do. I did one watch along for a New Japan show a few months ago. It was rough. I ain't doing it again, but I'll rewatch it. I rewatched the whole G1 tournament. I didn't watch it live at all. I'm just saying you can go rewatch it. You ain't got to watch it when it's live. That's just me. So anyway, yeah. Christian and Adam Copeland going up against Luchasaurus and Kip Sabian. This is me. This is me. What I'm thinking. Luchasaurus and Kip Sabian is going to win due to Christian Cage's ego. He's not fully with Adam Copeland yet. So Christian Cage, I think, will try. He'll be like, "No, I got this, and then he doesn't, and then he loses the match." That's what I think is going to happen with this. I think Luchasaurus and Kip Sabian is going to win, and I think Luchasaurus will be the one to pin Christian Cage. This is going to build to where Christian Cage fully comes around and he's a babyface. He drops the father patriarchy thing, and we got Christian and Copeland officially back together. 5-second pose, babyface Christian, and this will be a good way for Christian and Copeland to ride off in the sunset, win the AEW tag team titles, and then retire. I don't know if it'll be next year, but I think they might get that Sting treatment right off the sunset, win the tag team titles, retain the titles, and then the titles will get vacated, and then they'll have some tournament or some kind of match or maybe a battle royale to where they become new champions. That's what I think this will happen with Christian and Cope leading to next year. I honestly think Christian and Cope are officially going to retire at Revolution next year. That's what I think this whole story build is going to lead up to. I don't want to, because I love Adam Copeland, I love Christian, but can't wrestle forever. But a lot of people I've seen online are upset with, or not really upset. They're talking about because Chris Jericho, the whole word's going around that he is going to WWE. And if you don't believe me, you don't believe some of the word going around, go look at his TikTok and some of his other socials. He's been sharing a lot of WWE content. So he's pretty much on his way out. He's going to return to WWE. It's going to happen. A lot of people are saying, "Oh, well, they're losing an AEW locker room leader." And this is going to take a big blow to AEW. No, it's not. Chris Jericho leaving. He's done a lot in AEW. What else does he need to do? He's done a lot in New Japan. The whole reason he left WWE so he can go overseas and wrestle. Go wrestle in New Japan. And then he wrestled in AEW. Did a lot in AEW. Helped AEW. So he's pretty much done everything. So if he wants to return to WWE and get into the Hall of Fame, I'm not his it. It's not going to hurt AEW. AEW's got Christian Cage. AEW's got Adam Copeland. AEW's got many other legends. Paul White, Big Show. Hello. Sting still there helping backstage. They got a lot of mentors and coaches back there. Jeff Jarrett. Jeff Jarrett's family's got a long history of wrestling. You got all these legends in the back that are going to help AEW. It's fine. AEW's fine. Bryan Danielson's still there. So I really do believe AEW is going to be fine. Jake says probably that will end up happening with Mercedes and the TBS women's title is she won't drop it to any of the women you name. She won't put any of them over. She'll just relinquish it. We'll see. We'll see. I won't say she won't put them over, but she is doing what she's doing now. She is establishing her legacy. Okay, she's establishing her legacy, putting down her stamp in women's professional wrestling. No harm in that. I think she will put someone over. She doesn't have creative control. A lot of people think she has creative control. She doesn't. Tony Khan has full creative control over AEW. If you really think Tony Khan, because a lot of people who have creative control are claiming that, oh, so-and-so's got creative control, so-and-so's got creative control, so-and-so's got creative control. I mean, they're saying Britt Baker did. So Mercedes Moné and Britt Baker had a match last year. I mean, how do you win that? Come on. Just saying. Mercedes Moné is the TBS Women's Champion. I think Tony Khan had this plan from the get-go to where he will set someone else up as the new longest reigning TBS champion. And what better way to do it with Mercedes Moné, another top name in the wrestling business, and then she could surpass Jade Cargill. So I don't think Jade Cargill's ever going back to AEW. She's going to stay in WWE, probably stay there till the end of her career. So I don't think Tony Khan likes that someone on the WWE roster is his longest reigning TBS champion. So he's going to establish somebody who's in his roster, in his company as that record holder. And for what Mercedes Moné's talking, she's probably going to stay at the AEW and wrestle all over the world and have that freedom. It's probably what's going to happen. But she does relinquish the title. Yeah, tournament. That'd be pretty cool. Tournament to crown a new champion. And if that happens, that happens. It'll be great for Mercedes to, pin. I don't get why some wrestlers think if they lose, it's a bad thing. I mean, Ric Flair talked about on his podcast one time, a couple of years ago, to where it's not about when you win or lose, it's about what you leave the fans walking away with. The emotion. It's not about wins and losses. Now, of course, you don't want to lose after match after match after match after match. You don't want that. But it's about leaving that moment and putting someone over. Because this is all, Ric Flair is saying we're all in this together. We all need to help each other out. These egos, everybody getting in the way. Well, I don't want to lose so-and-so. I don't want to do this. That's what's going on here. So, Mercedes Moné, I mean, if this is all really legitimately true, she's not wanting to lose to anybody or anything like that. I mean, she took an L to Toni Storm. Everybody thought she was going to win that. She took an L to Toni Storm. So Mercedes Moné will take an L. That's what I'm saying. She doesn't have creative control. But we can agree to disagree. Let's see, Jericho's contract's up at the end of this year. Him going to WWE are just rumors at this stage. This is true. His contract is up. I will laugh, though. I will literally laugh if he resigns a new contract. I will. Just say. Because everyone's like, oh, he's going to WWE. And I think he is, too, because he's sharing on social media. But he could be trolling everybody. He could be trolling everyone. I'm just saying. He might be done with wrestling and just go do his music career. He might not return at all. And if he's not under contract, WWE is like, hey, we're going to put you in the Hall of Fame. Like, yeah, sure. He'll show up for Hall of Fame. Maybe he's done with wrestling. He just continue with his music career. And Chris Jericho's up there. He's 54 years old, I think, 53 or 54. Happy that Copeland and Christian are back together, just not happy with the way they went about it. Again, it's going to be a build. You just got to be patient. You got to be patient. It's going to be a build. And then they're going to be baby faces ending it out. She absolutely has creative control. I don't think so. he ain't bad. Yes, Ric Flair losing the world title helped make Sting. And that was a great match. I love going back and rewatching that match. Sting and Ric Flair had a great match. Great wrestling match. And, Sting wouldn't be what he is today without Ric Flair putting him over. And that's the kind of attitude and mentality you need in professional wrestling. It's all about give and take. It's all about sharing the load. Wrestlers don't need to think they got to win all the time, because for you to be somebody, I guess. Taking that L and then having that road back to redemption. I mean, look at Cody's story. Everyone thought for sure he was going to win at WrestleMania 39. Ha! It didn't happen. But look what it did. It built it up. I honestly think it made it bigger when The Rock tried to get involved and try to insert himself into the whole thing and challenge Roman at WrestleMania, which I still wish we would have gotten, Rock versus Roman. But the story played out with Cody, and it made it even bigger. And Cody winning and then triumphing over Roman Reigns and having that redemption, it was a big story. But he took an L. Several L's. Heyman and Page. Now, he was lost in the mix and taking L after L for over a year, a couple years. And then, beginning of this year, or I'll say late last year, that's when they started building Heyman and Page up, and then it led to All in Texas, to him winning the world title, and look where he's at now. One of the top baby faces in professional wrestling. You got to take that L sometimes. You got to take that L. Even if, no matter what name you are, don't ever be, because you were once that wrestler too who needed someone to put you over. She has been in AEW for 2 years, and the only woman she has lost to is Toni Storm. I think I'm going to have to check that out. I don't think she lost somebody else. But I think you're right. Let's see. Let us see. Yeah, she's been undefeated. Only one, Toni Storm. Thought she lost somebody else when she first got to the company. But I don't know. I'm not backstage. Maybe she does. Maybe she doesn't. Anyway, Adam Copeland and Christian Cage. Moving on. I think that's going to be a good build for them winning the tag titles, and they're going to ride out to the sunset rest of the year as tag team champions. But I think Luchasaurus and Kip Sabian win this. IWGP World Heavyweight Championship. I do not think Nigel wins this. I would love him to, but I don't think he will. I think Zack Sabre Jr. It's going to be a great match. It's really like a dream match with these two. So with these two, they're going to put on a great match, but I honestly do believe Nigel McGuinness is going to take the L, and Zack Sabre Jr. is going to win. and he's going to remain your IWGP World Champion. None of this is in match order, by the way. I'm just looking at the cards, and I'm just going over the AEW World Tag Team Championship match in a three-way with the Hurt Syndicate, your AEW World Tag Team Champions, going against FTR and Brodito. Honestly, this is just me. I think Hurt Syndicate retains. I was saying FTR, but I just don't see them being champions for a short while just to lose them to Cope and Christian. But who knows? They might even lose them to Cope. Maybe they do win. Christian and Cope challenge it all out. They fail again, and then they win the titles finally at Full Gear. Maybe. I think her syndicate might retain, and then we will have Cope and Christian winning them at All Out, and they will drop them to Christian and Cope. That's what I'm thinking. The Nigel versus Zach match sure have a very pure rules type of feel. Really looking forward to it. Yep. I can't wait for that. In the TNT Championship, we got Hiromu Takahashi going up against Kyle Fletcher. Kyle Fletcher is going to retain this, but it's going to be a really great wrestling match. I think we're going to have a great match here. Okada versus Swerve. I'm kind of in the middle. Because Swerve's really hurt, and after this, he's going to go have surgery to help repair what they were talking about. If it's really true that he has this injury he's been dealing with since 2019, then I see him taking this loss. But I could also see him winning and being the AEW Unified Champion. Possibly. I can see it. But my gut's telling me, I'm going to go with my gut. Okada's going to win and retain the title. That's what I'm thinking. Maybe Swerve can win, and then he can maybe Swerve can win, and he could drop the title to someone else down the road. Okada should retain. There's a story bubbling under with Takeshita for him. That's right. I like that because I really like that because Takeshita, he's I think he's in his 20s. He's young. I think late 20s. He's got a bright future ahead of him. Not only in New Japan, but in AEW. I honestly can see Takeshita winning the AEW World Championship. I can see it. Takeshita could be AEW World Champion one day. But yeah, the story for Okada Takeshita, that's going to be a good one for him. And then we got Athena and Toni Storm. A lot of people are going Toni Storm, but I really do believe Athena is going to win this match, and it will lead up to Athena versus Mercedes Moné for the AEW Women's World Championship, probably at Full Gear. That's what I'm thinking. That's what I think is going to win this match is Athena. Athena's going to win this and be a new AEW Women's World Champion. And you go, she's Ring of Honor World Champion as well. True. She's got a match next week against Mina Shirakawa. I think she loses the title to Mina, and Mina's your new Ring of Honor Women's World Champion. It's a bold prediction. That's what I'm going with. Now we got the main event. Hangman Adam Page putting his title on the line against MJF. Nothing against Nigel, but I don't care about Zack Sabre Jr. Zack Sabre is pretty cool. I like him. But to each their own. Time for Athena to take the AEW World title and walk out on Dynamite with both titles. Yep. And you can kind of maybe see Mercedes maybe being that buddy and all that, trying to be all buddy with her to, hey, you can give me the title shot. Something like that. I can see that happening. But yeah, the AEW World Championship, Hangman Adam Page versus MJF. The title can change hands on a DQ and a countout. Yep, it can. DQ and a countout. So the title can change hands on DQ and a countout. Yep, Kyle Fletcher retaining. I agree. This one is really unpredictable. It really is. Because I see Hangman Adam Page winning and retaining the title and going to and keeping the title. And that's what I want because he's my boy. I don't want to see Hangman lose this title, in my opinion, until Revolution of next year. That's just me. He needs a good long title reign for what he has done the past couple of years, or what he's been through the past couple of years, and what he has done leading up to Texas. That's what I think. Okada's retaining, putting a unified title on Swerve does nothing for him. No, but it would be cool to see him as champion, in my opinion. That's just me. Swerve had it too short of a world title reign. But yeah, so I would like Hangman to hold the title till then, but I don't think that's going to happen. Although, as I would love for it to happen, because I think Hangman deserves it. A long title reign. Tony Storm beat Athena, and Athena will go back to Ring of Honor. We'll see. We'll find out tomorrow. But I think Hangman retains, and this twist could happen at the end of the match. It could. I'm not saying it will, but it could. Wardlow is, there's a lot of word going around. Wardlow is returning soon. He's been backstage at AEW Dynamite and Collision the past couple of weeks, according to some reports. Again, how true that is, I'm not sure. But if it is true, I can see him pairing back up with MJF and helping MJF win the title tomorrow. Hangman retains, but MJF still has that contract. Here comes Wardlow, comes down the ring, beats down Hangman Adam Page, and then MJF cashes it in and then wins it that way. May not happen tomorrow, but if he does lose tomorrow, I can definitely see him getting Wardlow back. Wardlow helps MJF wins the title, at least at the next pay-per-view or at Full Gear, something like that. Maybe at Full Gear, that might happen. Maybe at Full Gear. But that is just me thinking. No idea which way the MJF Hangman match could go. There's a lot of things at play in the match and how Hangman ended up with the title. That's just true. Hangman, Adam Page needs to retain. I agree with you, Jake. A lot of things in play in the match and how Hangman ended up with the title. I'm just saying, I don't know. Like, I really hope it's not a short reign for Hangman. I really do. Because Hangman doesn't need a short title reign. He has remained loyal to AEW even when he went through the whole deal with CM Punk. And that was a big crap show. Both parties were at fault, in my opinion. They should have settled it, put it behind them. I mean, I know you got beef with one another, but in this business, I mean, you got to put it aside and work with one another. At least once. There's a whole spiel, a the whole spill with CM Punk, in my opinion, that's when AEW lost a lot of fans because everybody was divided about it. And of course, then the story Punk, he leaves the company and goes to WWE. A lot of people took Punk's side in the whole matter. I'm on nobody's side. Again, I think both are at fault. Both are equal at fault. And honestly, Tony Khan should have put it into it and not let it get as bad as it did. But it happened. It is what it is. Learn from it, move on, and let's learn from it, move on, and let's get all that behind us. And let's move on with AEW. It happened. It happened. But Hangman went through all that. Then he went through the whole deal with Dark Order, and then had his little downhill spiral. Then he built it back up, late last year to this year, and became the biggest babyface of AEW World Champion. Heyman just deserves a long title run. I might be a little biased saying this, but with what he's been through and how he redeemed himself, I just think he deserves it. And then MJF can win it later down the road. Maybe at Full Gear. Full Gear at least. Let's get that. At Full Gear at least. So, Jake said he's only invested 3 of the 9 matches at Forbidden Door. There are 13 total matches, sir. Just saying. 13. It'll depend on how much the pivot comes into play with how long the title run is. Well, we'll know tomorrow. You absolutely agree. Appreciate that. Oh, that's what I think with Hangman. He went through a lot, and that whole Punk thing, it was a big situation. Again, that's when I think a lot of the, the split and divide with the fans and everything started to happen, because that's when AEW took a big hit. And you can say it was Punk's fault. You can say it was Tony Khan's fault. You can say it was Elite's fault. Honestly, everybody was at fault. It should have been handled better. Everyone should have put their differences aside. Jack Perry saying what he, CM Punk talking to Jack Perry, hey, you shouldn't do that. What does it matter? If Jack Perry wants to do what he wants to do with the glass, let him do it. It's on him. It's on Tony Khan. Stay in your lane and go out there and have your match. That's just my opinion. He didn't have to go out there and try to stir that up. But then again, Jack Perry didn't have to take it so personal. Jack Perry could have just said, okay, appreciate the advice, but, that's what I'm going to do anyway. This is how I do it. There's ways to go about it. But it happened. It's all behind AEW now. So, a lot of people who think, AEW's changed. No, AEW's been pretty much the same since they started. The matches, how many matches they have on the cards, the matches they have every week and every pay-per-view. Pretty much to me, what changed with AEW was that situation, and a lot of fans turned their back. And then now they want to say, AEW changed. AEW's this, AEW's that. No, AEW's been the same. They might have had to change venues and arenas because they lost some fan base. But other than that, they pretty much have been doing what they've been doing since they began. Putting on these tournaments, doing the strong matches, these hardcore matches, and everything else. What's funny, I think, too, a lot of people have talked about, we need the Attitude Era back. We can just have the Attitude Era back. Wrestling would be great again. If you look at AEW, they're technically giving it to you. The hardcore matches, the blood, They pretty much they have no filter in their promos. There's a lot of things that AEW does that resembles Attitude Era, and even ECW. So if you look at that and you want that quote unquote Attitude Era back, watch AEW. Watch AEW. Jake says not counting 0 out matches, but they are on the card. Yeah, I'm not. I think I want to check out the Trios World Title because I really like Bullet Club War Dogs. That's one I probably will watch. I'm not going to go live though for my watch along until the official card starts. But I am at least going to check out the Trios World Title. That's what I'm going to do. I might watch the other matches too, but I'm really interested in the AEW Trios World Championship. Yep, match on the main card. Yeah, on the main card, let's see. Yep, 9. But, but yeah, that's the one I might check out. But a lot of the hate and everything AEW gets, especially from some podcasts out there, to me it's ridiculous. If AEW is not your thing and you don't like it, then why are you watching it? A lot of people say, well, that's a dumb response. Don't like it, don't watch it. It's not a dumb response. If you don't like it, don't watch it. I don't go watch shows that I don't like. I don't go watch drama shows that I don't like to watch. There are shows my wife likes watching. I don't watch. I might watch some with her to spend some time with her, but I'm not going to go rant about it on my podcast. But man, this show was so garbage. Man, I hate this show. The blah 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 blah. Yeah, I'm not going to watch it consistently. Someone liked it. That's why it's still on air, because you have viewers. That's the same thing with AEW. You may not like it, and that's fine. I respect that. I'm not saying you have to like it. I'm not saying you can't criticize the company. Don't get me wrong with me saying this. I have my criticism too of AEW. I do. I just gave it just now with the whole CM Punk spill that happened. I just gave some criticism about earlier in the show about the trios division needing more teams because it is weak. There's hardly any trios teams in the division. I have my criticisms of AEW at times, but it doesn't mean I hate the company or I think the company's garbage. It's not. AEW is great in my opinion, and I have enjoyed AEW this year more so than I have any other wrestling company. And I'm not tribalistic. I'm not this mark. And some reason people think I'm on Tony Khan's payroll. I wish. I really do. I really do. That would be, yeah, just saying. But I just enjoy AEW more. Some people enjoy WWE more, and that's fine. Enjoy WWE more. But if you enjoy that more, I'm enjoying this more. And it might change later this year. It might change next year. But I just like what AEW is giving me each and every week. I do. I also like how affordable AEW is. They have a lot of these, like I said, they give a lot back to the fans. I mean, my next check, I'm gonna get this AEW crate. And in this crate, if you haven't gotten it, it has a lot of stuff in there. And you can do it a yearly subscription and get it monthly. This little crate that has a t-shirt and some memorabilia, and it's like this little action figure thing. You can either pay the monthly cost or you can give or the yearly cost. That is awesome. The tickets are more affordable to go to. It's more fun with these matches. You give back a lot. When I went to All in Texas, the one I only had to pay for was for Hangman. Oh well, and Cardona and James Storm. The only ones I had to pay for a picture. Everybody else was just walking around, chit chatting with the fans. Toa Lanoa, Powerhouse Hobbs, Speedball, Kevin Knight. I had a conversation with Kevin Knight about New Japan Pro Wrestling, bro. I did. And a little bit of AEW. I had a conversation with Hobbs there. He had a picture with Speedball. I got a lot for my money for what I spent at All in Texas. And I can't wait to go to another show. They just come back down in my area. They'll come back down soon. Shoot, I might just fly up somewhere. I don't know. But WWE don't give all that. They want you to pay more to get all that. Well, some of we have kids. I got one. Some people they got 2, 3, 4, 5 kids. You can only put so much on a credit card. I honestly wouldn't put all that on a credit card. I don't want all that debt. Tickets are going up. And it's really, and we got to separate WWE and TKO because it's not WWE, it's TKO. It's TKO doing this because they got debt they want to pay off, and it's like, oh, let's charge the fans instead of taking care of your own. Let's see what Jake said. I like this comment. WWE gave this type of treatment back when Vince was still in charge and the product was absolutely garbage. AEW's product is garbage product, so therefore they get the same treatment. Okay, should have read that a little bit more. AEW's products that garbage. WWE did give more back in the day, but theirs wasn't really garbage either. In the PG era, from I guess you say 2010, I'd say, until 22, but you gotta admit in 2015 when that brand split started, it was late 2015, early 2016. Really split up. I think it was early 2016. They split up Raw and SmackDown. They had the brand exclusive pay-per-views and stuff, and that went over for like over a year. That was actually pretty fun. I like that. WWE did really good then. So AEW is not a garbage show. I mean, I'm sorry, but a garbage show don't sell out 25,000 plus tickets at a, All in Texas. Garbage show ain't selling out close to 18,000 tomorrow. I think like 200 tickets away from selling out tomorrow. Garbage show doesn't sell out 18,000 at All Out. They're not done yet. AEW just gives a different product. And a lot of people either misunderstand it because they're not used to, again, the New Japan style of wrestling. Or a lot of people, so they compare the two when they're not comparable. And I'm not saying that with ratings and fan attendance, don't twist it. I'm just saying they're not comparable as what they put on every week. WWE is more for entertainment. It's more for the quote-unquote casual viewer. AEW is more wrestling and sport combat and for the wrestling fan. If you're more for entertainment, go watch WWE. If you want wrestling, watch AEW. I'm not saying WWE can't wrestle. They put on wrestling matches. But if you really look at the matches and the product, WWE's matches, they're more, again, slow paced and for the entertainment. AEW, they got some slow paced matches, but a lot of it, they build it, and then next thing you know, you got the build and everything, and then of course you got the moves they do. It's like, oh my gosh, yeah, they do the flips, but you gotta admit, a lot of that stuff they do, pretty impressive. But not all of them are like that. Yes, I get that they watch the AEW product and do the reviews on their podcast as their job. That's what I'm trying to do with mine as well. But I'm not going to come on here and just crap over a product, whether it's my job or not. If you don't like it, just because you don't like it doesn't mean other people do. And just because other people do doesn't mean they're mental or stupid or whatever that the names get dropped on with AEW fans. It's just they like the product that's being given to them, the strong style wrestling that New Japan does, mixed in with other styles, the CMLL, Lucha, and they think outside the box. They get creative in AEW. Not only that, they, like I said, they give more back to the fan. They're more for wrestling than they are for the entertainment. Like Backlash or WWE, what was like 4 matches for a 2-hour card? 4. I'm getting 13 matches tomorrow, technically, in total for AEW. More wrestling. A lot of people say quality over quantity. I like more. When I was at All in Texas, I enjoyed all the matches I watched. I will enjoy Forbidden Door tomorrow. People are different. You may not like it where it has more matches. That's fine. But some of us do. Some of us like it. I get more wrestling, more for my money. Not less for my money. They went from 85 all in 23, 79, all in 24, 25 on this year. They went from 85. Is that 19 or 79,000? That's 19,000. Yeah, they went from 85,000 because they went to All in Wembley. It was in Wembley. Just like WWE goes to all these international shows, they sell more tickets. I guarantee you put a WrestleMania at Wembley, they're doing the same thing because the international don't get it every time that like we do. They don't get AEW, WWE every time. So that's why it went from 85 from 2023 to last year to 19, because last year was it was at the OBS where the TNA had their Slammiversary where they sold like 7,000 something. Yeah, AEW did 19. That's why it's different numbers. And then honestly, at AEW All in Texas, there were people standing around at the they could have sold more seats. They could have done it over 30,000 or close to 30,000 or a little over. So there are people standing up around up in the top. There's back in here at Ranger Stadium, and there are people up there. And WWE doesn't sell out shows all the time, and they inflate their numbers at times. And AEW, they they've been going to these arenas with lesser numbers. But honestly, and was it Virginia? Yeah, Virginia. They had almost 5,000 people in the crowd. And Arizona, when they went, they had a little over 4,000 people and more. Uh, then they had a little over 5,000 somewhere else. Trying to remember. It all depends on where they go in the arena as well. I don't know why they keep going to the ballroom thing in Chicago all the time. But WWE, they do like 6, 7, 8,000 at a show. When they go over 10, that's when they have the likes of Roman Reigns showing up. But most of the time, it's around 7 to 9,000. Not that far off from what AEW does. And AEW is getting better and doing better since what they did. And getting better doing what they used to do. But if you look at AEW and their track record, a lot of their shows they sold at around 4,000 to 5,000 shows, and that was even with Cody there. That first show they did, the very first one, that was like 11, 12,000, and after that it went like to 4 or 5. And then the same the next night, and the next night, and then it went to 3. Then they did some at 2 and 4. It's online. Then when Punk came back for Rampage, the most attended Rampage in AEW history, however many it was. Yeah, because Punk was gone for like 10 years, so they're going to get a crowd for that, especially in Chicago. I mean, Tony Khan was like did the perfect spot for that. And then after that, same thing. Went back down to 4,000, 5,000. They had occasional 6 and 7s here and there. Pay-per-views, same thing. AEW has been pretty consistent with their seats and attendance. But a lot of people get so focused on the numbers and the ratings. Just watch what you like. I'm going to tune into AEW because I like Heyman and Page and Christian and Adam and MJF and Jet Speed. They're wrestlers I like in AEW. Same thing for WWE, Roman Reigns, Drew McIntyre, Braun Breaker, Jacob Fatu. You know what I mean? Can't quite do it as well as he can. Jey Uso. It was carrying Cross, but he ain't there no more. I'm a fan of the wrestlers, so the wrestlers I tune in to watch. I can care less what the ratings. If Raw had a 700,000 rating, I would not care. I'm watching because of Raw. I'm watching because I enjoy it. You think of, again, the casual fan and the wrestling fan. Are you a casual fan or wrestling? Are you an entertainment fan or a wrestling fan? I tune in for wrestling matches. If there's a story, cool. I'm honestly not that guy that's big on story. I just want to go and watch a good wrestling match. But that's just me. Others are different. They like the story. They want a story. Okay, it's cool. I respect that. Me, I just want to show up and watch a wrestling match. That's what I'm paying my ticket for. That's why I tune in to watch. But that's just me. But then you got others that like the story, or they like the big names or something, or they like the presentation of the product or whatever. But you also got to think WWE has been around 40 plus years. They got a big established fan base. And when they first started, they didn't have that. It took time. Then Vince built it up to what it is today. AEW's only been at this 6 years. Give them time. Gotta give them time. But if you like both stories and wrestling, then you tune in to watch. You want a good story, or you want a good wrestling match. Me, I prefer the wrestling match. That's just me. And AEW's got a lot of good wrestling matches. WWE does too. WWE's got some good wrestling matches, but there's a lot of times where I tune in and their matches are like 8-10 minutes long. I got a 30-minute match on AEW Dynamite with Bandito and Brody King and FTR. They ended in a draw. That's the old way of wrestling. Go back to watch how wrestling used to be back in the day, the NWA and all that. That's how it used to be. 15 minutes, 20 minutes, 25, 30 minutes. They had time limits. They would announce before the match, this is a 15-minute match. Or this is a 20-minute match, 25-minute match, 30-minute match, 60 minutes. When was the last time WWE did this Iron Man match? It's been a minute. AEW did one, was it last year? Iron Man matches are cool. I like it to be I like it to happen again. But to each their own. To each their own. We all got our different tastes when it comes to wrestling. I like it treated more as a sport and not an entertainment show. That's me. Because to me, it's more of a sport. And that's how it used to be treated before old WWF and Vince McMahon came along. So, again, to each their own. AEW Forbidden Doors tomorrow. I can't wait. Can't wait to watch all the amazing matches tomorrow. I'll be doing a watch along again. I won't go live on it until the actual show airs. I'm not going to do the 0 hours. I'm going to watch them, but I want to go live when the show actually airs, which for me, I believe it's 12 Central Time. I think it's 12. So tune into that. Thank you for watching this review show and a little, I guess, hour-long conversation with everybody and a little ranting going on. I appreciate everybody tuning in. I really do. And talks, some fun, makes it more fun. Subscribe to my YouTube. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year. Subscribe, like, comment, share it. Follow me on X. Follow me on TikTok. Follow me on Instagram and Threads. X and TikTok. I'm trying to get 10,000. 10,000 followers. 10,000. I'm close with TikTok. X, I'm climbing. Follow me. Give me a follow. Like, share, subscribe. I thank y'all for joining. I appreciate it very much so. Comment after this goes off. Get in the comments. Let me know what you think. Drop your predictions of Forbidden Door tomorrow. And just remember, everyone, love professional wrestling. Love professional wrestling. And just like Kenny Omega said, good night. Bang. That's right. I appreciate everybody. Again, thank y'all. Love y'all. And just remember, love professional wrestling. See y'all tomorrow.
Lights go down, the bell's about to ring. Aaron's in the booth talking about everything from WWE to you, classics and the rest. You know he's got the passion and he's bringing you the best.